Thank you and greetings to the King family, Ebenezer Baptist Church, elected officials, other dignitaries, and esteemed citizens. Reverend Dr. Bernice King just told us that a day on is not enough. So today I say the acronym for the word now is not off work. As long as our cities are filled with people without homes, we are not off work. Until every child is guaranteed a quality education, regardless of their zip code, we are not off work. We are not off work until all women receive equal pay for equal work. Human trafficking is eradicated. HIV and AIDS is eradicated. And the declining population of our middle class is halted. Together, we can solve the issues facing us today and establish a path forward and upward for the next generation. Let's do it now, right now, because we are not off work. I'm Felicia Moore, Atlanta City Council President. Thank you, and God bless.
Like many people excited to ring in the new year, I too was looking forward to the year 2020 as the year of perfect vision, clarity, when the next day, following the Dr. Martin Luther King Day service, the first case of coronavirus hit the United States. More and more cases were reported, and by February 25th, the CDC warned that it was heading towards pandemic status. On March 11th, the World Health Organization declared it so. March 13th, COVID-19 was declared a national emergency. This was our last day at City Hall. As if the pandemic wasn't enough, just prior to that, racial tension in Georgia and across the country was brewing as killings of Blacks by police and others gained attention, including Georgia's own Ahmaud Arbery. Racial tension escalated tenfold in May as the world watched the murder of George Floyd, which provoked outrage and protests across the country and around the world. Black Lives Matter was not only the theme of the protests, it was a cry from the souls of lifelong systemic racial injustice and police brutality. Blacks, whites, and others, young and old, took to the street in a unified effort, marching for basic civil and human rights. For Black people, for brown people, for all people.
Atlanta is grieving the loss of Mr. Rayshard Brooks.
In June, Atlanta would lose yet another Black man, igniting more protests, riots, calls for defunding the police, and unfortunately, the loss of an innocent young 8-year-old Socorro Turner. On June 9th, primary election had its issues, and the November 3rd presidential election, with all of the division and circumstances that followed, was unsettling to say the least. We encountered young water sellers, known as the Water Boys, and are still grappling with crime, homelessness, street and drag racing as we continue to serve, all in the midst of a global pandemic. This has been a tough, unprecedented year, but we're at a pivotal moment in our history, and each of us must decide, what will we do with it? Will we keep up the us versus them mentality, or will we work together? We must be honest with ourselves. We've never had a vision problem. Our problem is a lack of responsibility and accountability. Let's look these problems straight in the eyes with clarity and together fix them. Lastly, COVID-19 is still very much alive. In fact, the United States just surpassed 300,000 deaths from COVID and is projecting 62,000 more by January 2nd, 2021. In 2020, we've lost a lot of good people, and it was extra hard as many died alone with limited funeral services. I hope we have learned during this time of social distancing how important being physically together is. Whether it's COVID or other causes, I'm going to leave you with a showing of champions that we've lost in 2020. I was astounded to see so many impactful individuals, and there are so many more from our families and communities who don't appear on this list, yet are important just the same. I pray that we all realize that life is a precious gift. Let us make this world a better place, starting right here in Atlanta, remembering the importance of now.